So now we have to discuss the next source, that is spring, is it? So springs, there are three types of springs. Spring we know, it is the groundwater which we are collecting from a an aquifer layer or a pervious layer below an impervious layer or below a impervious layer. So that is the spring. When the water is coming by gravity or by under pressure, these springs may take place. So the different type of springs, one is the artesian spring. So the artesian spring, here you can see there are different layers, an impervious layer, a pervious layer, impervious layer, again there is a pervious and alternate pervious and impervious layers. So now the water is coming out through a fissure or a crack in that pervious layer below an impervious layer, and it is coming up to the top of the pervious layer by pressure, under pressure. Since the water table is high and the water is under pressure in that particular pervious layer, so there is a crack or fissure is there, so the water is coming out under pressure. So that is artesian spring. And second one is the gravity spring. So gravity spring, here it is, the flow is under gravity, and how these take place, it is because the hydraulic gradient or the water table in that particular layer or in that particular area is above the ground level, and when there is a fissure or a crack in that particular surface, so the water will come out, but the flow will continue. How? Since the hydraulic gradient is in a slope or in a slanting condition and it is flowing downwards, so the flow is taking place by gravity, it is not under pressure. And now the third one is the surface spring. So the surface spring is nothing but again the groundwater. So here we cannot say the surface spring is of purely groundwater. Since it is not surface water, we call it as groundwater. And from where do the water come? The water is coming from the subsurface layer. Usually in the subsurface layer, that is below the subsurface layer or below the pervious layer, there is an impervious layer, and the percolation of water is obstructed by this impervious layer. By the presence of this impervious layer, the subsurface water which is saturated here, it is coming out through the fissures or the cracks in that particular surface layer, and the water is jetting out. So here we can see that the surface spring is not dependable, since during summer the saturation, the water may not be saturated, the layer may not be saturated, and you may not be getting sufficient water. So the surface spring is not dependable for any public water supply system. And the gravity spring, again, it depends upon the quantity of or the flow rate, etc., and depending upon the catchment area where it is taking place. Whereas the artesian spring, again, if you can locate an exact location, you will be getting sufficient water from an artesian spring. And now, do you know or can you classify what type of spring you can watch in the Idukki districts or in our Western Ghats? There are for example, in Munnar or in Idukki district, you can see so many waterfalls are there. So these waterfalls are, even though it is a spring, you cannot say that it is artesian spring. Sometimes it may be gravity spring, or usually it is surface springs. And sometimes it is gravity spring, and sometimes, very rarely, you can see the artesian spring also there. And this gravity spring, you can, if you go to the top most portions where the river starts, where especially our Meenachal river or the Manimala river, etc. These rivers starts from the hilltop. There you can see small streams are coming, small springs are coming, small streams are coming from the catchment areas along the ridge, and then it is flowing together as small rivers, and when it comes to the lower part or our Ernakulam district or in Kottayam district, when it reaches here, it becomes as a large river. So these are the different type of springs you can see. Now what is the next source of water? The next source of water we all know, that is the well. So wells, you can classify it as different 4 type of wells. One is shallow wells, then deep wells, tube wells and artesian wells. So shallow wells, you know, it is our conventional dug wells. It is of small diameter. Usually the diameter of shallow wells, it is 3 to 6 meters, 3 to 6 meters, and depth also approximately 6 to 10 meters or maximum 10 meters, like that only. That is shallow wells, and usually these shallow well collect water from the subsurface zone only, not usually from the groundwater. And whereas the deep wells it is of usually it is 6 to 12 meter dia, 6 to 12 meter dia, the diameter of the well 6 to 12 meter, and depth again it is around 16 meter up to 16 meter or more than 10 to 12 meters. That is the deep wells. In the case of deep wells, usually we cut at least one impervious layer, we are cutting, and we are going deep till we reach a pervious layer where there is sufficient water. That is the deep wells. And again the tube wells. So the tube wells actually it is constructed for catching or taking water from the ground surface, that is the groundwater. We are taking water from the groundwater layer. So here in this case the depth of the tube wells, it is usually 100 to 200 meter or greater. It is usually 100 to 200 meter or greater, and the diameter, the minimum dia is 150 mm dia, and depth is usually 100 to 120 or more than 200 meters. So usually the tube wells we construct in hilly areas where the water table is very low. In that case we are not getting surface water or subsurface water, so in that case we are going to take water from the groundwater. In that case we are drilling the tube wells, or when we drill the wells in hard strata, we call it as bore wells. Since we are boring the well through the hard layers. Whereas when we drill the wells through sandy soil, we call it as tube wells. So tube wells, it is a common name since it is just like a tube only. The diameter is less than or approximate, or it is a minimum size of 150 mm, and 100 mm wells are also there. Okay, it is I am mentioning 150 means usually 150 mm, but 100 mm dia wells are also there. I think in Alleppey area you may be you can see that 100 mm wells are there. In that particular wells we are providing hand pumps to take water. So in the case of hand pumps, where we want to take water from through hand pumps, it is 100 mm dia only. And if you want to put motor to suck water or pump water, then the minimum dia should be 150 mm dia. Okay. And now these tube wells, when you are drilling through sandy soil or sandy strata, there in that case actually the top layer is blind pipe. The top layer is blind pipe. Then you have to provide the suction pipe. So it is with strainer, then again blind pipe, again strainer, like that. So these pipes are strainer pipes. Where do we place the strainer pipes? In the pervious layers. Where the pervious layers are there, we put the strainer pipes, and in the case of impervious layers, we put the blind pipes. So this water will collect, it will fall down, and your footwall is in the bottom, and then when you are pumping water, the water will come out and you are taking it out. So that is the tube wells, and tube wells, it is the groundwater we are pumping, and be careful when you are providing tube wells in coastal areas, where when you go deeper and deeper, you may be getting salinity, or saline water may be there, or the chloride content may be more. So you have to test the water quality before you supply the water. Then the artesian wells. So artesian wells, it is, as we learned, as we discussed, it is, we are cutting at least one impervious layer, you have to cut, and you have to take the water below the impervious layer. That means the top layer may be pervious, then an impervious layer, again there is a pervious layer. So you have to go deep till the pervious layer, below an impervious layer, and this water table, it is objected or obstructed by this impervious layer. So you can pump water from this pervious layer, and you will be getting sufficient water if it is an artesian well. So there again you have to do the rate of pumping. You have to calculate how much water you are getting. So the pumping rate you have to calculate once we complete the drilling process. Then only you have to design the project, how much quantity you can take without any interruption. So these are the different type of sources we have to learn. And the surface sources, that is the rivers or large streams or lakes and reservoirs, that you have to depend based on its quality, based on the quantity you have to pump, and based on the capacity of the scheme with which you have to design. So that we will discuss later in detail. Now you just understand what are the different sources of water that we can depend for public water supply. Again, remember, whenever we are discussing these different sources, etc., you have to be you have to be you have to understood that we are discussing all these points for planning and designing a public water supply system for the public, or for a city or a community. Okay, so now we will discuss how to calculate the quantity you have to pump, or what would be the capacity of the schemes for which you have to decide. So that we will discuss in the next class or next discussion. Okay, bye.